Hello friends, welcome to my channel Hit and Run, and this is your Ayush back again with a new coding project which is very amazing, wonderful and easy and short to create. Firstly, let's see what the project is. You can see there is a design, and when I select on the web page, then you can see how the designs are being formed. They are creating a plus like shape, and the everything are in random color. Today we are going to know how to create this using HTML5, Canvas and JavaScript. We are not going to use CSS. In our last video also we had created an animation using the same HTML5 canvas, so you must have a little basic knowledge about the canvas. And now I am going to copy a little code that is present inside it for resizing the canvas, resizing its height and width whenever the height and width of the window is changed. And you know that what is that code. If you don't know it, you can also watch my previous video. I am just copying it. After that we are going to create two variables, that is mouse down, that we are going to use throughout our code. And again the next variable is an array, and we can name it as prev touches. Also we are using let for declaring them so that we can change their value when needed. Now we need to add an event listener to our window. Let's the name of the event is touch start. So whenever the user starts touching the window, or whenever the user starts touching the window, then this event will be fired. Here we will change the value of each mouse down to be true so that we can reference to it in our further code. And we will also set the value of prev touches to an array containing all the x coordinate and y coordinate of the touch. For that we have a property inside the event object, that is e.touches, and that is going to be an array every time. And so if there are many touches, means the user is clicking on touching on many places, then that will store all the coordinates of all the touches. And so we are going to get the first touch only, and inside that there will be two properties, client x and client y, from which we can get the x and y coordinate of the touch. So you can see I have took the touch variable and stored this property client x and client y inside the prev touches array. Then we are going to add a second event, that is the touch move event. Here also we will have to get the coordinate of the touches in the same manner how we have got in the touch start event. So let me copy that block. And you already know that we have referenced the canvas and stored it inside a variable called canvas, and we also have its 2D rendering context inside a variable that is named as context. And you also know that context will be having a lot of function for doing all the drawing inside canvas. So whenever whenever user clicks on an area and starts moving or starts dragging it, then the touch move event will be fired. Here what we have to do is we will only highlight the touch by drawing a colored rectangle on the place, and we will draw a rectangle from the prev touches to these touches. We had also declared a random color name function in our previous video. I am going to copy it. That will give us a random color, and we will set the context fill style to that. And also there is a function named fill rect that will help us for drawing a rectangle in the canvas. Firstly we have to give the x coordinate, that is stored in the first index of prev touches, and then the y coordinate. These are the x and y coordinate of the starting point. And then for getting the width we will have to get the difference between the x coordinate of this touch and x coordinate of previous touch. So let's do it. And you can see here is it. Finally the code will look somehow like this. Now we are going to copy the random color function. So let's see. I just opened the same file where we had created the letter falling animation. This video I have uploaded this video on YouTube. So I am going to copy just the random and the random color function so that we can use it in our code. And we do not need this brace, that will create a problem. Let's run it for some time. You can see the canvas is not visible. That is because of the problem of our CSS. So we will have to also copy that CSS. Let's do it. And that CSS is nothing. There is only the, we have only set the margin padding 0 and box sizing border box, and we have set the width and height of the canvas. Just copy it. Here we also need to set the border to be, we need a border, let's say 2 pixels solid red, and I think something is wrong here. Let's see what happens. You can see, but it is not working. Unexpected end of input, there is some error. Let's see what the error is. Yes friends, I found the error. Here is the error. When we have declared the random function, we have not given its ending brace, that is nowhere, and that I have forgotten it because of the spacing. The spacing was very bad, that made me confused. So let's just start the brace, and we can see when we touch, then something this like structure is getting formed. But you can see that how this is being formed, that I am touching in a different place and this is being formed at a different place, and that is also not erasing itself. So let's fix that very fast. For erasing the rectangle after before it is formed, we can use the clear rect function, and you also know about it. It will take a x coordinate of the upper left part and y coordinate of the upper left part, and then it will take width and height. So let's say width is context dot width, canvas dot width and canvas dot height. So let's run it. You can see that is being formed, and it is very good, working very good, but the rectangle is not formed at the place where we are touching. That is because the width of the canvas is twice the inner height, and height of the canvas is also twice the inner width. So how will it be formed? So we will have to, we can make this we can remove this into two part, or we can also edit the code right here. We could make here into 2 and into 2, so that it will have matched the dimensions. So let's run it now and see what happens. You can see that is working perfectly, and the area I select is being colored. And the last thing we are going to do is create a design, plus like design at the end when the touch is released. So let's do that. For that we have an event inside. For that we have a simple event, that is add event listener, and the name of it is touch end. Here what we have to do is we also need to get the touches, just how we got in touch move event. And now we will draw 5 rectangles. We are going to draw 5 rectangles. I have brought the touch and touches, this touches variable, and you already know that the touches of the starting point is stored in the prev touch variable. Now we are going to create 5 rectangles straight one by one of random color, and that will create a plus like design. Let me close this one. Firstly, we will also have to change the fill style each time, and we will need to create a clear rect. So I need to copy this part. Let's just copy it. You already know that what was this code made for. That was made for creating a rectangle at the same place where our touch is. Then we need to create 4 rectangles to the side of that. So firstly we will have to change the fill style. Let's change the fill style to a random color. Now we are going to create the upper rectangle. For that we will start from the x coordinate of the prev touch, means we are going to start from the x coordinate of the starting touch. So let's do it first. I am getting a fill rect function, and x coordinate will be the x coordinate of the starting point, and then y coordinate will be 0 as we want a rectangle from the very top. The second thing is the second thing is height. So that should be prev touches 1, means the y coordinate of the starting point. And the next thing is the width. So let me tell you what the width is going to be. The width is going to be the width similarly to with the width of the rectangle that we had drawn in the middle. Just copy this one and just paste this one. Now you will see a rectangle will be drawn at the top also. Let's run it and see what happens. You can see nothing did happen. So what is the problem? Yeah, here was the problem because we do not have any touch property in the touch end event. So how can we fix that? We can just get the touch end of the previous one. So for that we create a global variable right here named this touches. Let this touches. Where is it? And this global variable will be modified by the touch move event each time, and then at last when the touch end event is fired, we will reference to the these touches and draw 4 rectangles. Now you can see it has begun to work, but there is a problem. Yes, the problem is in the syntax. We have written the number for height first and then the number for width. So we will have to change it. Let's change it. And also we need to change this prep touches 0 to be prep touches 1, because we are storing the y coordinate at the second index. Now you can see how the rectangle is being formed at the top. Now we are also going to create rectangles at the left, right and also at the bottom, and it will be very boring for you to see me create that. So I will just give you the code for that, and you need not know and that is not very useful. I am just going to give the code for that, so I will skip that part. I have also drawn the 4 rectangles. Really, there are 5 rectangles. I have drawn all of them using the fillRect function of the context. And also the next thing is at the end, let's run it. Oh, you can see it worked. And this is the end of our video. Thank you for watching. I will provide you the whole source code for it. Stay home, stay safe.